That brings us to number 9 on our agenda, which is the superintendent's report, and I will turn it over to Dr. Ross.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the school board and our community. It's so great to hear an awesome roar of applause for academics, just as we do for athletics. And so thank you for the recognition. I'd like to start off by saying that we are in Teacher Appreciation Week, and this success that we see in our students is we know is subject of the support that we have in our community and our parents, but also from our teachers and our support staff. So we thank all of our teachers, our support staff, all those educators that are working in our schools for Teacher Appreciation Week. I also want to recognize that on this Friday, our district will be wearing green for Mental Health Awareness Month. So Friday, May 10th, we will be wearing green. We do this as a system, asking 3 critical questions. Why do we do this work? How do we accomplish our why, and then what are our outcomes? Our vision is that we love and grow our students. Our mission is that we focus on academic, social, emotional growth and development, and our strategic plan outcomes are measured by 24 strategies. We have made this year the growing season, and if you look at our progress from fall of last year to this year, from winter of last year to this year, and now our spring results from last year to this year, we are seeing progress, we are seeing growth. As we move forward to our goal of a graduation rate of 90.5%, we're making sure that we get the names behind the numbers and the stories behind the names so that we can have the continued growth that we saw from last year. As we go into testing, we are starting testing this week. Just know that our focus is on making sure that we maintain the growth of the students who are on grade level, but also making sure that we are meeting the needs of the students who are not on grade level. So that is our focus as we move forward. We've talked about the snowball effect, ensuring that as students do not get the indicators from the year before, that we are working to make sure that they make up those skill deficits. And that could even be through the summer. So to talk a little bit about our summer programs, I'm going to ask our Chief of Academics, Ms. Tina McCaskill, to come to the lectern to give our update on our summer programs. Ms. McCaskill.
Good evening, Board Chair, Dr. Ross, Board. Nice to be here tonight to talk with you about some really positive things taking place this summer. First of all, you will see the elementary summer reading camp, and you'll see that these are 2nd and 3rd graders who are identified. All 13 schools will be represented within this camp. It will be held this year at Dutch Fork Elementary School. It will be June 10th through July the 18th. We do have July the 4th week off. We have a celebration on July the 18th that you all will get an invitation to, and you'd be welcome to have you to celebrate with our young readers. And we will have one of the highlights that we've been able to really transform this camp into almost like a lab school. So being able to have interns who are going into education come into camp alongside our experienced teachers to learn how to teach reading, because that is something that is very difficult for teachers or for anyone to do, and to have our interns really have that hands-on experience with some students who may need that extra support for reading is very important for those interns. I've had several that have gone through the program and are now teaching and talk about what a valuable experience that is for them. We do have several partners as well that are listed there on the slide. And we will have Stan Tucker back for the writing portion of that as well. Uh-oh, what just happened? I just went too far. All right, so our secondary, we will have middle school, summer school. It's June 10th through June the 25th. It is for those students who have failed 2 or more core classes, and it will be at Irmo Middle School. The high school will have credit recovery and excessive absence makeup time. That's June 10th through July the 11th, with a summer graduation ceremony on July the 16th. and that is for qualifying students who have failed classes or who are making up seat time. And the locations for that will be Irmo High, Dutch Fork High, Chapin High, and Spring Hill. Chapin and Spring Hill High will be at Chapin High School, And there is a cost of that for students of $100 per course for the secondary camp. And this year is a new camp to be able to offer called Victory SC. It's a career exploration camp that our special ed students will be able to participate in. We select up to 25 students, and we'll have job shadowing, we'll have guest speakers, business tours, and we also have some teachers now that are interested in working through some summer internships with our special ed students as well. So we're really excited about what this opportunity is going to hold for our students and give them that little boost over the summer that they need. So I'll stand for any questions about summer programs before I move on.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Dr. Ross, you want me just to keep going? Yep. So the next update is about Cognia, and this is an exciting update to give. We have recently received the report for our accreditation, and there are two noteworthy practices that are pointed out. The first is the effective use of data, and we talk about looking at growth, we talk about looking at where our students are, how do we know what the strengths are, how do we know what the weaknesses are, and Cognia noted that that was a strength, that our leaders are looking at data to make decisions. And then the second one, is that the student's well-being is truly at the heart of what the district believes. And I commend you as a board for putting that first with the Capturing Kids' Heart commitment that we have, with mental health counselors, social workers, all that we have done for our students to really put that first and foremost. Cognia recognized that and recognized that we had done a great job with it. They also give us areas for improvement. These are not really a surprise, to be quite honest, but one of those improvements is to evaluate the programs that we've designed to meet the social and emotional needs of students, which is a difficult evaluation to do sometimes because a lot of that is anecdotal, observational types of evaluations. It's not so much like a test or pen and paper, but really trying to develop the effectiveness of that. I know that we've been working with Capturing Kids' Heart. Dr. Harris and I have been working with them to talk about ways that we can use surveys, on-site visits, things like that we can use to continue monitoring that. And the second one that they have listed here really boils down to PLCs, but it talks about collaboration with peers and among the staff to make sure that it's actually consistently implemented. PLCs is something that we've recognized that just needs a little more fine-tuning, a little more tweaking to continue to accomplish the goal of a PLC, to really look at what the needs of students are, talk about where we're going with standards, what standards are we missing, what standards do we need to move forward because our students already have it, but really focusing that conversation around what our student needs, and what instructional strategies are going to best be utilized for that. And then the last one is where we get to toot our horn a little bit. This is where we get a score. It's called an Index of Educational Quality. And the score actually, I printed this off just to kind of give you a little bit about what it actually means. But their scores can range from 100 to 400, and it talks about the impact of teaching and learning on student performance, the leadership capacity to govern, and the use of resources and data to support and optimize learning. So we received a score of 360 out of 500. The average score, did I say that wrong? 360 out of 400. And then the average for the Cognia network is 253. So District 5 really shined bright with that score. So we're really happy about that. Dr. Ross and I were texting just today about what was our score before. In 2015 was the last time that we had to go through accreditation due to COVID. We got pushed back because of COVID. And that score at that time was 291.5. So we made great progress, so we're really proud of that. And the next steps, we'll continue to review this, and within 3 years, the 2 areas of improvement, we'll have to show action steps for that and report on what we've done for it. So I'll stand for any questions you might have.
Any questions? Ms. Huddle?
I don't have a question, but just a compliment to you and everyone else with the whole district. It's very impressive. And I guess shout out to, I'm assuming, did Dr. Van Holden help with the statistics and all of that?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I've been very impressed with how our district uses data, and I'm glad to see that Cognia recognized that as well.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you very much, Ms. McCaskill.
That concludes the superintendent's report.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions before we move on? All right.